So now let's talk about the scenario, or the theater, that we built for CitizenCon.
We watch each other's back and come home in one piece. All teams, redirecting you to take out that mining laser. Use ships or take it on foot. Whatever it takes, it's gotta go.
So Theaters of War. This is a new objective-based game mode. And it's within Star Marine where the key focus is combined arms. We're putting everything together. And this mode really combines all the work we put into Star Marine, Arena Commander, Squadron, PU into one cohesive battle on foot, in vehicles, in the air. It's all seamless, right? Like, I mean, we've got this technology to be able to do this, so why not use it to our massive advantage? And this can go even further. The templates that we've built for this, you can go between, you could make a map an entire solar system. I mean, you could be going to a planet in the distance. You can do it between a planet and a moon. You can do it between two moons. You could even do it between two solar systems. Okay, so I can hear the live streams now. I can hear them. They're going, "Go, you gotta finish the game, though. You gotta finish that game and that game." So I want to explain that we really didn't have to put much into this. Now, in terms of work, it was over about 6 to 8 months, but we really only added a couple new mechanics and put some light structure around this. And it's in a good state right now. I'm pretty happy with it. Now, one of the things that I tried really, really hard to do here was to take fun first. And CIG, I mean, as you guys know, we love our visuals. We can make stuff beautiful, but not first. Let's make it fun first, and then make it beautiful, right? Because that's fun. But we don't want to make it beautiful, keep changing it, make it beautiful again. Let's just use some boxes. And that map was really just white boxes. So we iterated massively on it with tons of playtesting. And then once we got closer to CitizenCon, we're like, okay, now make it really beautiful. Let's go. It's going to be in an upcoming release. So it's going to be early next year. I want to go to Evocati. And early next year, I want to get it out. There's no reason to hold this back, right? We want to play this really, really quick. So I want to get you guys into it early next year. So what else are we going to do? Well, we got work on the netcode. Obviously, everybody's going to go, oh, well, we got this 250 millisecond delay or whatever it is. The upstream refactor, the downstream refactor, and the netcode rework for hit registration on the server. So this will make everything much, much better. It's actually not, we haven't really had any major problems with it. And because it's vehicle-oriented, in a lot of cases, we haven't really seen much issues. So we'll make some art updates, but this is kind of the fun, polished stuff that I like to keep to the end. We do this because we know it's fun already.
This template of theaters can apply to a lot of stuff, whether phase 3 is a javelin or a Idris, and the whole mode is all designed about taking over that given Idris. You could do that. You could do capital ship against capital ship, right? Where you got phase 1 is one capital ship, phase 3 is another capital ship.
Lag and hit registration issues. This person doesn't see a point in introducing a new game mode to test combat if the one we have now can't handle combat to begin with.
To answer the question directly, yes, theaters would totally suffer from this. Just the same way that the PU suffers from it, the same way that Squadron suffers from it, the same way that Arena Commander suffers from it, the same way that Star Marine suffers from it.
Those things exist, but they happen a bit more spread out.
Sure, so it doesn't feel like it's as big of a problem.
We condense it, it becomes a greater problem, we can better find the source of those things, and are more likely to be able to...
And then we know if we've made a difference.
Where are we in development now?
What I said at CitizenCon is still stands true, right? I wanted to get it in the first half of this year. I want to get it in the hands of the backers for testing. That's the whole thing. We're very much on track for this. We're not behind at all. You know what? I'm gonna talk about the thing I wasn't gonna talk about a little bit. So we weaponized. This is super cool. This was Rich Tyra's idea, right? So we thought, why not Mad Max and weaponize the transit? Because we did have this tram line in there, but to make it usable, get some weapons on it, put some infantry in it, see what happens.
Railguns out the side of the...
Why not? Why not?
Still got a lot of plans for it, but
Absolutely. I mean,
it'll be coming out this year. It's not necessarily coming out with obviously 3.8, but it'll be coming out this year.
it's just a bit of polish now that's got to get on it. Some art and polish, update to V4,
Great.
and that'll be it.
Okay, well, great. All right.
It actually already has some AI that we wanted to prototype, as the obvious comparison is with games such as Battlefront.
We're looking to expose the mode to larger groups of players instead of evocati only.
Give us the top level. How are we doing? How's it doing?
Well, technically, it's not just PvP, by the way. It's kind of PvPvE a little bit, just because we've got some AI ships going on in there.
Mm-hmm. What's the path forward look like?
The first test was a little bit rough in terms of performance, and we all recognized that right out of the gate. We didn't recognize quite how bad that would get.
The next version is going to feel more responsive. We want to get it right, and that's why we're utilizing these testing slots to give us that information.
It sounds 100%. Like a great example of how the process is supposed to work. It's
Yeah.
You develop small, you do internal testing, then you push it out to the wider group.
When Sean mentioned it was coming in 6 months, he meant coming to Evo PTU audiences. Not full release.
Who is working on Theaters of War? We've had some announcements recently.
So within CIG, we partnered up with Firesprite, and we've basically allocated 10 staff within Firesprite as resources that we can use on this mode specifically. Now, again, we've got some internal staff to CIG that are working directly with Firesprite.
Lots of people helped. Now, this was really easy and fun thing to actually work on.
But it's actually, they're the guys that we've always been working with. So ever since we did this war at SitCon 2019, those are the guys that helped us put that build together. We've been working with them all the way through this time. So,
all right. So now the big one, where are we at in Theaters of War development?
We're going to be basically pushing on to what we really want is scenario 2, which is kind of a more ship-centric mode. What we want to do as well is we want to start integrating into the features that we've been pushing live to Star Citizen. So tractor beam, for example, we've got we've got mounted guns that we're pushing live, and trolleys, and manipulation of entities from one place to another. So that's where we're starting to come. We're working on healing right now. They saw in the recent playtest we had an intro video that kind of shared the lore and the reasoning.
The advocacy used this as a foothold to push towards the true objective, the old orbital control center. It was through this base that the Supreme controlled an unused mining platform, perched in the upper atmosphere of the planet, capable of firing a beam powerful enough to bore into the planet's core and trigger violent worldwide seismic activity.
But between the two tests, we almost doubled the frame rate because that's mainly what we were working on. And yeah, mean frame time was actually reasonable at this point. So it was sitting in the 30s, which is great. What's really important is that we're hitting our stages. And the point is my expectation, even from 18 months ago, was that we were going to be past these stages long ago. But you got to be honest. And again, we're not in a huge rush on this. It wasn't ready. It just wasn't there. Performance and some netting stuff.
How are you guys feeling about Theaters of War right now?
To answer your question succinctly, I feel great.
At this exact moment, I feel awesome.
The VFX team is also exploring several different destruction mosaics for the space station orbiting above and the Crossroads of Crime map for Theaters of War. Since these destructions being explored are simulation-based in the Houdini software, these mosaics utilizing various factors of stiffness and damping ratio allow for a degree of art direction not normally available. Plus, it just kind of looks cool to see all the different ways the thing can explode,
The work with Firesprite has wrapped up, and we have transitioned feature work to the newly formed Arena Commander feature team internally. It was never said that Tau was shelved. What was said is that it's actively being worked on, and some of the benefits of that work are coming to Arena Commander soon, i.e. multi-crew spawning.
We never said it was canceled. Shelved does not mean canceled.
And then the last question is, of course, Theaters of War. The whole idea of it would make for an excellent, experimental mode. Are we doing it? What's the plan here?
Yes. For my heart, oh my goodness, I need this. I need this for my soul. I need this to go to the experimental mode, the exact map, Crossroads of Crime, that we had been developing and continue to develop and kept in decent enough shape that it can be wrapped up and it can be shipped. So we want to get that done and get that into an experimental mode. We want to get it done.
We want to bring it back to a playable state because you can't leave it too long. Things decay. You can't ignore it for too long. You don't want it to fall into disrepair and it just can't be used. So the team's going to return back and put some focus on that, and with the hope of returning as an experimental mode in the sometime future. I'm not going to say any period of time. We know better than that now, don't we, Sean?
Sean Tracy gets an invisible one with a Connie. Because Theaters of War never happened. That's why. Because Theaters of War never happened. He doesn't get one until he finishes it.